Well, hello there, Route 66 travelers. Thanks for continuing to go on this journey with me. It's another day, another Bible reading. We're going to do an entire book of the Bible today. First Peter, there's 5 chapters in it. This is written by the Apostle Peter, one of the closest associates of Jesus. He's the one that walked on the water. He's the one that denied he even knew Jesus. He preached the first message of the church on Pentecost, and 3,000 were saved. He's the first one to preach to Gentiles, and they got saved. So, a very key figure in the New Testament. The theme of First Peter is hope. Hope filled holiness in spite of the suffering that we have to go through for Christ in a hostile world. When we go through tragedies, when we go through persecution, I know we tend to not go through that in our society here, but some places around the world, they're persecuted because of their faith. We can still have hope no matter what we're going through. When there's Jesus, there's always hope. So let me kind of give you a little bit of a summary about what you're going to read. The first chapter, a living hope. Believers are born again to a living hope. Jesus is alive because of his resurrection. We don't serve somebody who's died and they're gone and we live in their memory. We serve somebody who is alive. Our salvation is secure, and to just keep going. Suffering refines our faith, and that's what Peter talks about. Peter suffered. Second chapter, God wants us to be a holy people in spite of the suffering. Jesus is the cornerstone, and we are called to live holy, submit to authority, follow Jesus' example of suffering. We are a separate people. That's what holy means, being a separate people because we belong to God. And then chapter 3, a Christ-like conduct, godly living in our relationships, especially he talks about marriage. Then when we have to go through suffering, we do it with gentleness and hope. And a lot of times when we go through suffering, we gripe and complain, or we look for, we bellyache. And but Peter encourages us to go through it with gentleness and hope that God's going to take care of us. In chapter 4, we live for God's will. Believers should live for God, not sin. Use our gifts for the Lord. And again, he talks about suffering. Suffering for Christ is part of what we go through sometimes. And not to be so surprised if we have to suffer for our faith. And in chapter 5, stand firm in the grace that it's in Jesus. Peter talks to the church leaders and all the believers to be humble, to be vigilant, and to trust God, and he'll take care of you. And just 3 simple lessons from 1 Peter. Hope is our anchor when we're suffering. I'm glad we don't go through hard times all the time, but every now and then we go through some of those big storms, and we need an anchor that's going to say, you know what? God's going to get us through this, and he does. Hope in Jesus. Holiness is our response to grace. Because God has forgiven us, we should want to live a godly, holy life. That's one way we can say thank you for saving our soul and forgiving us of our sin, is we do sin less. And then the third one, and I think it's permeating through here, God will use trials to strengthen our faith, to make us stronger. I still don't like it when I go through trials, but I know that it will make me a stronger person. And so you can rejoice in that this is going to make you stronger. And for some of us, we should be pretty strong by the time this is over with, right? But God makes us strong. So enjoy the reading today, and I hope as you finish this that God will take care of you, and we'll pick it up tomorrow with 2 Peter.